WWERyan DilbertWWE Lead WriterNovember 27, 2017 Credit WWE.comMondays WWE Raw may have been driving in neutral at times, but the show steered in a number of intriguing directions. Samoa Joe forced his way into the Intercontinental Championship picture. Matt Hardy appeared to begin his transformation into his broken self. And Paiges' crew looked more cult-like in its second appearance. There is no Raw pay-per-view until the Royal Rumble in late January. That showed on Mondays, as some stories had little urgency, and some characters floated around rudderless. It was an odd night with both filler and fun. A number of superstars stepped up. And one name will surprise you. Elias crafted many of the highlights on a New Down night along with wrestlers like Joe and Cesaro. Read on for a breakdown of Monday's Raw from Knoxville, Tennessee, from Roman Reigns' challenge to Braun Strowman's latest act of violence. With the Intercontinental Championship in hand, Reigns recalled his recent successes. He called himself a fighting champion and welcomed any challengers. The Mistrage emerged to introduce Elias. The guitar-playing grappler promised to take the title from the champ. Memorable moments and quotes. This title is prestigious. As long as I have it, it will stay that way, Reigns. I knew I could guide them. I knew I could show them the way, Elias. I hope you can sing with one of those neck braces on, because after tonight you might need to wear one, Reigns. Great analysis. Elias was an unexpected choice here. He's not the most established name by any stretch. But putting him in that spot is a sign of WWE's commitment to him. It's worth noting there was more of a positive reaction for Reigns than normal. Time will tell whether that's a sign of the tide shifting with him or that Knoxville's reaction is the outlier. Seth Rollins and Cesaro traded the advantage early in what began as a mat-based match. As the bout morphed into more of a slugfest, Cesaro took control. He twisted the Kingslayer with a variety of submission moves as he dominated. Rollins eventually mounted a comeback where he had the Swiss Cyborg reeling. A collision with the ring post and a thumb to the eye had Rollins in trouble soon after, though. Even so, a number of quick strikes allowed the babyface to get the win. After the match, Rollins talked about how the Shield would grow closer together. He then announced he and Dean Ambrose would challenge for the Raw Tag Team Championship next week. Result: Rollins wins via pinfall. Memorable moments and quotes. Cesaro catches Rollins in midair and hits a backbreaker. Rollins avoids Cesaro on the apron and knocks him outside the ring with a leg drop to the back of the head. Rollins counters a springboard uppercut with a superkick. He'll be back from whatever weird Mohawk convention he's at, Rollins on Sheamus. Great analysis. A lengthy, well-worked match benefited both men. Cesaro looked powerful and impressive in defeat. Rollins' win here was the result of a plucky babyface's resilience. This was a smart way to fill out much of Raw's airtime, advancing a feud while also delivering a quality wrestling bout. Titus O'Neil and Samoa Joe slugged it out in a high-octane fight. The Destroyer eventually overwhelmed his foe and punished him with nasty strikes. Joe laid out his opponent on his back and choked him out. Apollo Crews hopped in to take it to Joe afterward. The big man, though, flattened Crews, too. Result: Joe wins via submission. Memorable moments and quotes. Whoa, Bulls in the ring right now. Booker T. Joe tags O'Neil with the right hand while the referee tried to hold them apart. Great analysis. Joe and O'Neil packed a hearty supply of entertainment into a short collision. This is the best O'Neil has looked in a long time. And not surprisingly, Joe thrived as the predatory prizefighter. He continues to be a compelling beast, and WWE has to find more ways to showcase that. Alexa Bliss sat in with the commentary team as the action unfolded. At least at first. Sasha Banks found herself alone as Paige, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose stepped out onto the entrance ramp. The heels announced that they had blindsided both Bayley and Mickie James. Paige talked about her part in the women's revolution. Paige demanded Banks pledge her allegiance to her, but the boss started swinging fists instead. Deville, Rose and Paige smothered Banks. They left her out cold on the mat and taunted her afterward. Bliss, meanwhile, ran away as soon as the faction arrived. Result: the match never began. Memorable moments and quotes. You look good considering what we did to you last week, Paige to Banks. I was the woman to stick the flag into the ground and single-handedly erase the word evil from the dictionary, Paige. Paige dubs her group Absolution. Great analysis. Absolution not only got a name but a clear motivation. Deville and Rose are Paige's lackeys, NXT prospects who don't believe the anti-diva has been given the proper respect. Paige reminded fans here that she's one of the better talkers in the division. Her partners are not nearly as polished in that area for the moment. Still, this was a strong moment for the group. In their early stages, they are coming off as merciless heels who are mighty dangerous. Bray Wyatt talked about not having a childhood or holiday traditions. He rambled about the audience not being alive. Once the bell rang, Matt Hardy more than held his own against Wyatt. The Eater of Worlds struggled to stay atop his foe. Eventually, though, Wyatt landed Sister Abigail for the win. Hardy stayed in the ring for a spell following his defeat. He looked frustrated as he repeated his trademark delete gesture. Result: Wyatt wins via pinfall. Memorable moments in quotes: "You never listened when I tried to show you the way, Wyatt. Can't you feel it? You're all dead, Wyatt." Hardy does the delete gesture several times over. Graded analysis: Wyatt's character remains all over the place. It's not clear what he was talking about here, what he wants or where he's headed. WWE continues to stumble with his story. The match was flat, a bit of filler and a win for the Eater of Worlds that offered him a touch of momentum. The only thing of note here was the hint of Hardy's broken character emerging in the WWE world. If that's headed where it seems to be, he'll start to get going in a hurry. The winner of this fatal four-way would face the winner of another four-way bout to decide the next Cruiserweight Championship contender. Rich Swann went for a number of quick pins. Akira Tozawa used rapid-fire strikes. Diver's power earned him the advantage. WRyan DilbertWWE teamed up to take down the babyfaces. Tozawa looked to have the clash won, as did Dar. It was Swann, though, who came out on top thanks to the Phoenix Splash. Result: Swann wins via pinfall. Memorable moments in quota: Swann dives out of the ring onto Dar, Daivari and Tozawa. Swann powerbombs both Dar and Daivari off the top rope in a Tower of Doom. Swann drags Tozawa out of the ring to prevent a 3 count. Grade analysis: clear stakes elevated this match. The double fatal four-way route always makes the battle for contendership feel like a mini-tournament. Swann was the star of a solid match, playing the gutsy babyface well. If the Zo Train angle had more buzz leading into this, Dar and Diveris working together would have been more powerful. The Cruiserweight division continues to feel clustered and unfocused since Neville's departure. Elias had the Mistrage at his side on Monday's Raw. Credit WWE.com. Elias dedicated his pre-match to The Miz. He invited Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas to perform alongside him. Rain soon arrived, and once the bell rang, the big dog traded shots with Elias. The challenger's aggression netted him the advantage for a stretch. The Drifter slowed down the bout and grounded Reigns. The Miztourage's distractions nearly cost Reigns, opening the door for Elias to take down the champ. Reigns, though, prevailed, hitting a spear for the win. Joe ambushed the big dog on the entrance ramp. He choked out the champion while officials tried to pull him off. Result: Reigns wins via pinfall. Memorable moments in quotes: Take a bow, Mistrage. You deserve it, Elias. Fans chant, "We want Roman." Reigns punches Axel off the apron. Reigns spears Axel out on the floor. Elias spins Reigns in the air and hits a sit-out powerbomb. Great analysis: went on for too long. The company missed opportunities to deliver jokes via lyrics, as well. As for the match itself, Elias had the performance of his career. He looked like a legit contender in there. And the near falls he scored had the crowd holding its breath. A long, solid contest had some slow moments, but it boosted Elias, made Reigns look like a survivor and gave Joe a memorable moment to cap it all off. Credit WWE.com. Seconds after the bell rang, Asuka flung Dana Brooke to the ground and forced her to tap out with an armbar. Absolution surrounded Asuka moments later. The Empress of Tomorrow looked ready for a right, but she retreated as the heels stared her down. Result: Asuka wins via submission. Memorable moments in quotes: What the hell just happened, Michael Cole? Great analysis: Asuka's swallowing Brooke in mere seconds was smart booking. It made her look special, an overwhelming force. The post-match moment sagged, however. WWE didn't accomplish anything here. Asuka looks weaker for walking away from a fight. Absolution not pouncing meant it gained zero momentum. This looked like a last-minute rewrite gone wrong. Credit WWE.com. Jason Jordan asked Kurt Angle for a shot at Kane. The general manager obliged. In the ring, Jordan explained that his knee injury has healed and he was ready to go. In the early stages of the match, Jordan tried to out-wrestle Kane, but the monster's power kept the babyface at bay. Kane hurled Jordan outside where he hurt his leg. The referee counted him out. After the bell, Kane waylaid Jordan. Finn Balor emerged and was awarded a match against Kane. The Big Red Machine manhandled Balor, punishing him with a methodical offense. Kane nailed the Irishman with a chair, earning himself a disqualification. Kane assaulted Balor after the match until Braun Strowman stomped down to the ring. The monster among men battered the big man with the ring steps. Result: Kane wins via count-out against Jordan. Balor wins via disqualification. Memorable moments, and quotes him out here to do what Braun Strowman couldn't do: shut down the big red machine. Jordan writhes in pain out on the floor. Balor dropkicks Kane into the security barricade. A chair shot has zero effect on Strowman. Strowman power slams Kane onto the ring steps. Kane crawls out into the audience to escape. Great analysis. Everything before Strowman's assault dragged. Jordan's babyface shtick is not working. He's the most obvious candidate for a heel turn on the roster. This quick loss was supposed to create sympathy for him, but he's so whiny and unlikable that the moment wasn't effective. Kane being in the spotlight isn't exciting, either. WWE has misjudged how much fans want to see Kane wreak havoc at this stage of his career. Strowman's playing the cavalry was a no-brainer. Raw is at its best right now when the monster among men is at its center. This was one of his least memorable feats of destruction, however.